Evening, everyone. Welcome back. We are back with another episode. Apologies. It is another Friday, but yeah, we've had to change a few things around. Neil couldn't do today. Josh couldn't do yesterday, so we've all had to change it around. I had a few little bits to do today, so that's why we're doing it today. So Neil should be back on Sunday. We will be back with another Sunday one because of Tuesday night game next week against Wickham. So we will be back to preview that game and hopefully preview and review a good result against Burton. Of course, we got them this weekend. We'll be getting into that a little bit later. We've got Ed on. Most of you that watch the podcast and the videos will know that he was on last year. So, he'll be getting some good insight from him, talking about Burton. A lot of change. We thought they had a lot of change in the summer. Well, there's been a lot more since we last played them in October. But yeah, back with Josh. Josh, how are you doing, mate? You good?
I'm not very well, mate, to be honest. So
yeah, you've got it now as well.
I've got it. I'll tell you now, I'm so ill. I'm not going to the game tomorrow. I can't travel. It's sounds embarrassing on live, but it's my belly, so I can't. I just can't risk being away from it. So I'll have to give tomorrow a miss, mate. I've been off work since Tuesday. I was in and out of fainting on Tuesday. I almost dropped my son when I was trying to put him in his cot. I've been rough. So not good for me, bro. But how are you?
Yeah, mate, I'm not good. Well, it's all good now. I'm off now for half term, so I get to chill. Get to chill. Yeah, I don't need to book any days off for Wickham next week. I can just go and I'm just chilling. Like I said to you and other people, I was going to go away, but now I'm just having a chilled one, staying in the UK, in the warm, and we'll just chill, to be honest. But yeah, it's not good. To be fair, I was ill not long ago. It's just all
going everywhere at the minute. I feel like this illness is like attacking the weak points of people's like body and immune system. So when I get ill, it's always my stomach, mate, unfortunately, and when my missus gets ill, it's always her throat. So she had really bad tonsillitis. And then if it's my little boy, it's his ears. Yeah. So it's awful. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a miss tomorrow because the idea of traveling alone for an hour and a bit is like, it's just touch and go.
Yeah. Trust me, it's been so bad. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I hope you're better soon. At least you can obviously join us. Yeah, evening to Chris Collier. I hope you're doing well. Ford and Blue, James Stoat as well. Evening, guys. Buzzing for tomorrow after Tuesday night. Chris is loving the background. Red.
It is orange.
That's definitely red, is it not?
It's orange.
It looks pretty red on the screen, so you might have to. We're back. Yeah, like I said, Neil will be back with us on Sunday. As always, if you're watching now or watching back on the replay, hit the like button. Always helps out. We aim for 50 likes on the live episode, so smash the like button. Don't forget to leave your score predictions as well. I'll get into it now as well. I finally updated all of the predictions and the top three, like we always do. I'll leave the other predictions in the comment section after. So the top three, first is John Cozzolino. He's absolutely smashing it.
Has he got 3 first names, has he?
Yeah, he's just, I don't even know. He's just smashing it. 22 points. Matt's is second on 21. And you, Josh, are third on 20.
I knew I'd be up there.
Yeah. To be fair, you smashed them. Obviously, you were one of 2 that got the Stockport game right. Obviously, you said 1-1. Matt's also said 1-1. Tom Butler said 2-2, and Andy Robinson also said 2-2 for that. So there's a few people that said a draw, but yeah, you and Matt said 1-1. Obviously, I went with a win. Neil went with a loss. But yeah, me and Neil are right behind you, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can smash it. Although if I win it, obviously I don't get anything because I'm obviously the one giving out all the stuff. So if I win, I get nothing. But obviously,
if you win, me and Neil will go halves. How about that?
There you go. Love it. But yeah, like I said, we'll get into it. Yeah, 1-1 with Stockport. yeah, obviously you would have definitely took a point before the game. So I went with a win, being, with my heart. Yeah, probably I would have went, if I would have been going proper sort of in the middle, then I probably would have said a draw or a loss. But yeah, it was a brilliant way to end it. The team was pretty much what we expected. Obviously, I went with Martin to start and Jed Ward to start. You and Neil went with Jed to start and Reindorf to start up front with Martin on the bench. There was an injury to obviously one of the new signings in January, Sawyers. He missed out, so hopefully he's back soon, because of course going into Wickham on Tuesday without Matt Butcher is going to be hard, let alone even with Butcher in the side if he was allowed to play. It's weird though, isn't it? In the UK, like, teams aren't allowed to play, but abroad,
it's the only country in it. Yeah,
abroad it's like mental. Like you've seen that Tammy Abraham situation against Roma scoring 2 the other week.
Or when James Rodriguez scored to put Real Madrid out or something like that. For Bayern or something stupid. Yeah, it happens, and they celebrate as well, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's been mental. To be fair,
did it.
Yeah. Honestly, there's so many ones. Before we do get into that, obviously I've done the post about, what player made you fall in love, and a lot of people have already answered. I'll get back to those that have done it already. What Rovers player made you fall in love with the gas? We'll start off with that, actually. Being Valentine's Day, why not?
What, was just of all time, or like lone player? What's the exact question? What Bristol Rovers player made me fall in love with the club?
Yeah, made you fall in love with the gas. And also let us know in the comments below as well.
Oh, it's got to be Big Ricky, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's mine as well.
That guy just gave me. It just gave me so many just good. I'll say moments rather than memories, because we're still Rovers, but just good moments, and he was unbelievable. And like when he went off to, Southampton, Liverpool, England, scoring on his debut, like it just first touch, like it felt like you were watching. I don't know. He was like. He was just like the Henry of Arsenal, of Rovers. He was just ridiculous. I loved him, and I always remember when I was younger, me and my dad were talking about this the other week, actually before you came and joined us at the inn. I was obsessed with this, like, when I was about 4, 5, 6 years old, there was like this Spanish-ish winger that used to play for us, handsome brunette guy, and he was apparently the first name on any shirt, and I begged my dad for him, but we could not remember his name. He was like a right winger. I can't remember his name, but
what sort of year are we talking?
Was he like an Italian guy? I don't know, bro. I was like 5. But I don't know, mate. He and I've looked back on every like team sheet. I can't find him anywhere. But
so that would have been like 2000, yeah.
If I was 5, I would have been like 2000, 2001, 2003, that kind of era.
Yeah, around that. I'm not sure,
Yeah, I know, but he was the first, and apparently I demanded his name on the back of my shirt. So he was apparently the first, but I can't remember what he was called. But yeah, as I was growing up, Ricky Lambert just redefined like just what that role can be, and I was gutted when he went as well. Like him leaving was just yes.
Is that the one?
Grazioli, yes, that's it.
That's the one.
Oh, my belly. That's it. That's unbelievable. Who's that? Buenos Ding Dong. Okay, I can't believe I said that out loud. That's it. Grazioli. Yes, that's him. He was the player. That was the guy. But Ricky Lambert, man, just the absolute GOAT. Unbelievable. Steve Elliott as well. Ridiculous.
Yeah, there's too many, but
players.
For me, it's got to be Lambert. To be fair, a lot of people said Holloway, Lambert. Yeah, but that's the one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the one with.
Can someone actually remind me? Yeah, because obviously I think I was a bit young. Maybe you were, Charles. Well, was he any good?
Oh yeah, I don't have a clue.
Was he like Buenos Ding Dong? Was he any good? But apparently I demanded his name on the back of my shirt, and there's pictures of me apparently everywhere wearing it, but not the back, so we could never remember who his name was.
Yeah.
Grazioli.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never even heard of the name, to be
That's
honest with
him.
you.
That's
Yeah,
him. Grazioli.
yeah,
Ridiculous.
yeah. That's crazy. To be fair, how he's brought it up as well. You've been looking all those years as well.
Oh, it's amazing. I feel like I've got a
Yeah,
weight
that's
lift
mad.
off my shoulders.
Yeah,
Chris
Harry
said, yeah, he
Jenkins.
was at times.
Yeah, Harry Jenkins just says Hoskins and Mustafa Carriol. Yeah, that was mad as well.
Mm.
Remember those days as well. But yeah, let's get into Stockport. Obviously, making it 3 home games unbeaten. We've had to rely on the home form, especially as of late, because even with obviously Cowdy coming in, our home form has improved, but our away form has been pretty much as it was, apart from that 1-0 win at Cambridge on his first game in charge. But yeah, it was always going to be tough. We got a massive draw. Honestly, them scenes at the end, I was there thinking, because it didn't look like, they limited us to obviously very few chances. I was there with shout out to Benji in the south stand, and I was there like, as it was probably about 20-15 minutes left, I was like, I can't see us doing anything, because they were just in the blocks of 4. They were just they were just so good defensively.
It was so good.
Yeah, we could do nothing. But then when that free kick, and it's funny, isn't it? The three of the few signings that we've made in January all combined. Obviously, Reindorf won the free kick.
Won it
Butcher
well.
took it and got back-to-back assists in back-to-back home games. And then obviously Swinkels out of nowhere and it was such slow motion as well, wasn't it? Like it felt like it took ages to go in, and it was it was one of those where it felt ages, but luckily it went in. And a point at home, especially a late equaliser, like you can't beat it, really, can you?
No, it was. I mean, they were immense, weren't they? Really, let's be honest. As in, like, looking at the structure of a side and the discipline, and you know what? I honestly think if Norwood, if Southampton needed a midfielder to kind of see him through, like, Norwood still got it. Like, he's just a level above. Every time I see him play football, I think, what are you doing in League One, mate? And we all know why he's in League One. But
it's mad though. He's only 33. I thought he was a lot older than that.
Exactly that. And it's just to have that, like, maybe the boys like know each other a bit more or something. But it's the way they played with each other. Like, there was no misstrayed passes. They knew when to go forward, when to come back. They knew when to take the man on. Norwood, the loudest person out there.
Yeah.
Like, they just looked like a proper team, and it was. I don't want to say it was a pleasure to see him play, but it was like it's a real glimpse into kind of what a club can do, even though you're not one of those big giants. They were fantastic, and to get a point against them, I thought. Like, a lot of people are saying, well, I saw someone tweet about takeaways from Tuesday night, and they said it was hoofball, like kicking it long all the time. And I was thinking, I don't remember seeing that game unfold.
No.
Like, and I remember Stockport fans quoting it, saying, I don't know what he was watching. But anyway, it was, for me, sorry. Oh, God. For me, it was one of those things where, when you watch them go forward, and I was thinking, oh, here we go. And then it just, that other goal never came. And I remember thinking, weirdly enough, somehow, like, we're still in this, and that Blackthorn end, when it gets going, Char, it can suck the ball in the net. And when Reindorf went down, I remember actually thinking, oh, good delivery here. Good delivery, because the way that Butcher shapes for that, it's an in-swinger. Yeah. It just takes one. And I mean, Connor followed it up as well, like, just in case that wasn't going in. And I thought Reindorf did really, really well there to get that foul, because that's a really good position. That's clever play from a 19-year-old as well. He's not trying to keep, going running and doing this, that, and the other. He holds the ball up well, turns his man, gets the foul, and we go on and eventually score from that. And I think that goal from Swinkels, his first professional goal.
Yeah.
It just kind of, it was, I don't know, I don't want to say it out loud, but it was a bit like, have we turned maybe a slight corner? Because I feel like under Matt Taylor, we lose that game.
Yeah, 100. That's
Um,
100%.
so
Yeah,
I think that was really quite positive, and um, yeah, it was. It was a very much Bryant Belongo opening game of the season kind of. It was a lot to prove for him personally, for Swinkels. It was
yeah,
like, first debut out there, a lot to prove, first EFL minutes, like as in like for on loan. And it just kind of like he did really well when he came on, and I'm really glad he got the goal. Connor, that's another thing I really liked. Connor celebrated really well, and there's with and without him, because there's been a lot of speculation that he's come in to replace Connor Taylor maybe on that left hand side.
yeah,
And actually, like, it was really nice to see him so elated and celebrate with the guy that might come and take his shirt. I'm not. I don't think Connor deserves to lose his spot, to be honest. And his celebration shows how much he loves the gas. But there seems a bit more unity around the club at the minute, and
yeah,
that's really good. And I cannot stress to you, not that you'll disagree, how much Butcher has just changed the side just
yeah.
already.
He's ridiculous.
It
Yeah,
is ridiculous. I mean, we don't stay in that game, is what I'm trying to say, in a long way, a circle with under old management and without him in the side. So
yeah,
I was really
100%.
impressed. I was really impressed, and we could have lost that game, but we we didn't. We stayed in it. You get a last ditch winner and equalizer. It feels like a winner.
Yeah,
Last ditch
felt like a winner.
equalizer,
Yeah,
and you start to look at it now, and you think, well, we need to build. And listen, the Mem is the best stadium in the world in my opinion, but
100%.
it's
100%.
it just is. It's never really massively been our downfall. It's that away form,
Yeah,
and
it's the away form. It's
that's what I
always
worry
been the
about.
away form.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, if that same game is away at Stockport, we probably get slapped. But
yeah,
we
yeah,
did well, man. We did well, and at no point was I ever thinking we're going to get slapped 4-0. Do you know? So
yeah,
that was a really nice feeling. I'm not saying we did everything to win the game at all, but it was just nice to not get rolled over by a side that usually would come and roll us over. But also, listen, under Horseman, we did all right, against Wrexham at home. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Drew with
we
it.
have it in us, Char. We have it in us
Yeah,
to be steely, and like Jack Hunt giving elbows to everyone and pushing everybody. I
that
like
definitely
that.
should have been a red though. We got
hundred
lucky with
percent,
that. We
hundred
got
percent.
lucky.
But we'll take it. But
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. To be
Yeah, I
fair,
just
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought gave them sort of we're here in that first few minutes to do that, because I think that first half they even though they had them two crosses at the back post, didn't they? And they had the chances where Jed Ward put it over. I don't know even if it was going in, but it was still a good save. But I think doing that sort of just let them know like we're there, because
But
like
I mean,
we
what
haven't
do they
really done
always
a lot.
tell you at amateur football? What does the gaffer always say to you? Go, you hit the hardest man as you possibly can. You fly through them, and you let them know you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. It was a bit of a kind of like we're not going to get rolled over, and I don't know. Well, we might have, or we might will. I know the Stevenage game was bad, but we don't tend to get like rolled over under
Yeah.
Cowdy. So
Yeah.
it's I was impressed. It was there was some sort of steel to that performance, and it was, I mean, 1-1 against Stockport when they're flying. I was impressed, mate. I'm not blown away, but it was a different side of Rovers that we saw that game, and it was
Yeah.
it was it was it was nice, and it's also credit to Stockport as well, because comfortably the best defensive side
Yeah.
that we've seen there. I
Yeah.
mean, they like there wasn't the opportunity to score three like there was against Posh and Barnsley, so we had to deal with what we got, and like Neil says, you've got to play the team that's in front of you. So
Yeah.
um,
And that's the
yeah, I
thing.
was impressed.
You're not always going to play this, exciting attacking football, like you said.
Exactly.
I probably said in my reaction after, I probably said 5 or 6 times, credit to Stockport, because that's what it is. Like where they've come from. Obviously, Challoner, I think he's up there, and he could be the best, but he's up there with me with Wellens, especially, with probably one of the
100%.
best managers in the league.
Him and Wellings, because it's contextual. That's the thing. It's contextual. They're not at Brum. They're not at Wrexham now. You know, they're not at. You could even say a place like Bolton. Like, you know, you're a club that needs your touch, and you need to mould, and you need to work with what you have.
Yeah. And
they've absolutely gone beyond, I think, what the expectation was. And you know what you're going to get with Wellings, but like, it's if you're looking at a club to want to kind of follow in, I know we're talking about like this whole Brighton model now, but you know, you just look at Stockport, they do things right.
Yeah.
And I like that. I have a lot of credibility for. I mean, their kit was horrendous.
Yellow and
it's disgusting. Weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
I commend them a lot, and they made it difficult for us. But at the same time, I think we made it semi-difficult for them. I think Jed had a decent game as well.
Yeah. Especially that first half, we limited them to
exactly
very little.
Exactly very that. Little. So, yeah, I'm quietly impressed. I'm happy with that. You know, it was. I mean, considering where we are, mate, we could be over the moon with that. Let's be honest. But it was nice to see a little bit of grit, and I think we need more of that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We're going to get into Burton very shortly. Ed has been kindly waiting in the background. Apologies, Ed. We started a little bit later. That's due to my fault. I take the blame. So, but yeah. I mean, Dave says hold the front page. Charlie and Josh have got smiles on the faces. To be fair, we've had it quite a lot since Calderon's come in. To be honest, obviously, under Taylor, it was frustrating and it was painful and it was hard to go and watch, even go to the games. Like you said, Josh, I agree with you, and I'm sure every Rovers fan will, in saying if that was under Taylor, we go and concede 3 or 4 probably.
And I always find that weird because he was like kind of a defensive guy, and yet we used to just get slapped like it.
Yeah,
it's very weird. And Cowdy comes in as this kind of attacking manager, and yet it shows that attack can be the best form of defense. But he's also said in many interviews, if we need to get stuck in, we'll get stuck in. Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but I think that he's just bought a different kind of, I don't know, just something different, and it might be this, you know, honeymoon period or whatever, especially at home. But yeah, I'm impressed because we played some big names at home, so yeah, happy.
Yeah, I think I just think it's one of those where you've seen already, even by obviously the first, although we lost, you've seen by, you know, the first 10, 15 minutes of his first game against Stevenage what he wanted to do, and then it's gradually got better. Although, like I said, I think the away games, apart from Cambridge, have been frustrating, but I think that's more on the players still getting used to this, especially away from home. But like you said, it's always happened with us, even in the there's so many seasons, like from the time I've been going Rovers, this always seems to be the case where away we struggle. We
look scared sometimes away from home. It's like it's like the ground just like swallows us up. It's and I get that, but I mean, sometimes you look at the clubs up there in the top 5 or 6, and you look at their away form, and they're like the best in the league, and their home form might be like 10th. But if they've got the second best away form, it's
because it's just harder, isn't it?
Exactly that, and you need to. Yes, all right. The home territory is unbelievably important, but you have to have something about you away, and I think that again, Stockport, people like that. You look at Leyton Orient recently, it's important to have a solid away form as well, and I'm really hoping that that's what he can do, because to be honest, we can play terribly at the Mem, and we're still likely to win or get a draw.
Get something.
I'm not saying that we're that good, but what I'm saying is we're at home, and the Gasheads, you know, when we're in full voice, it happens for us rather than like they haven't done anything special. So it's that away form. We can't be looking like, you know, men at home and boys away. That's tough. So I'm glad that we've had this period of home form to kind of build up that pattern of play and show a bit of defensive-ness. I know that the old boys in the ground would have loved that performance on Tuesday because the lads got stuck in.
Yeah.
You know, Rose Edward it needed to be, not playing all this tiki-taka stuff when we didn't need to. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's
when
the
we
one,
didn't need to. And then when we were going forward, you know, we looked decent. All the subs made a good account of themselves. Yeah, man. Happy.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, the one thing I will say just before we've probably said it on socials, especially in our different various videos. But yeah, Butcher, I knew how good he was anyway, and I wanted him way before. I know it's still a loan, but first of all, we need to do everything to go and get him. I think he's got a year left. Is it a year left? I think it's a year left.
2026, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he, as well as just keeping it simple and always being there as an option, always moving around, always there as an option, always has the quality. It's also the set piece delivery, because I'm not sure how many set pieces we've scored all season, but it cannot, off the top of my head, it can't be that many. And we've got 2 in the last 2 games, and
it's like having our own Declan Rice from corners and set pieces. It just it's ridiculous. I think he's. I mean, I was having a conversation with someone on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and the comment was, if we go up, so he's a Wickham fan, if we go up, he will be available. He won't play in the Championship for us, and I reckon you could take him for quite a small fee.
Even in League One, to be honest, I think, because they're with their new owner and that, and even the money they've spent in January has been mad.
Exactly, and I said to him, I replied saying, humour me, what would you call a small fee? And he replied saying, I don't know, somewhere around the 100k mark.
Bloody hell, 100k.
I said,
wish.
mate, you got that wrong. He said, I'm not great with all this kind of stuff. I think he lives in Argentina, but 100k, mate. Jeez, I'm Matt Butcher for 100k. I'd be having to up the price. I said, that's not enough. We owe you more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way it's 100k, but he's been revolutionary to just not an Elliot Anderson kind of loan, but just that kind of revolutionary of what he can actually. He just dictates play, and he's. Oh,
you could see the difference as well. And the thing is, and I know some people might not watch a lot of other teams and stuff, but there was a comment when I done the video on YouTube, just giving my thoughts on that, and I don't know who it was now, but someone was like, I mean, surely we have to be doing better than Matt Butcher. I was like, have you seen him play? Have you seen like what he's done throughout EFL and stuff? But
ridiculous.
Obviously that's opinions. I've got loads of stuff wrong. You have, everyone has, but yeah, if you like you said, if you know and watch, he was always going to be a good player for us and he's in his prime, and yeah, he's just quality, to be honest. Yeah, he's just quality. But we will bring in Ed. Like I said, apologies. It's been a while. Well, it has been a while in January. Obviously, the last time you come on, I think, was the 2-0 for the 2-0 defeat at the Mem last year, which actually come up. I think it come up the other day. It was nearly a year ago to that game, and obviously that gives me very horrible flashbacks. I'm hoping the same doesn't happen this weekend. But yeah, Ed, thanks for coming on. First of all, how are you? You good?
Throw me straight in there. Okay. Firstly, it was 2-1. Sorry, I just want to point. You did score a goal.
Yeah,
but it was 2-0 to 2-1. My voice is not the best, so I apologise that I kind of like get croaky or start losing my voice a little bit during this. I'm sniffled up a little bit. Should be fine for tomorrow, thankfully. But no, good to have on and chat with you lads, and been listening in for the last however long. Just listening to you guys yap on about Matt Butcher, so I know I'm looking out for now tomorrow.
Yeah. He's been quality.
He's amazing, Ed. I love him.
Yeah, he's been quality. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions for Ed, then do get them in the chat. I want to go first of all. I remember asking you this last time about what did you think, and I know it's obviously been a while. A lot of change since we had Matt Taylor, of course. The last time we played you in October, and a lot of change for you as well. But what, as an opposition fan, what have you made of Rovers since, and what did you make of the Matt Taylor thing? Because I remember, I think a lot of like Nappers, and I remember Jake as well. Obviously, they do their League One thing. Gab and you obviously as well. And when you do the League One content, yeah, what have you made of us since? And then with Cowdy as well from an opposition point of view?
Bristol Rovers. I liken you a little bit to ourselves, where we kind of feel like we have underwhelming seasons year on year as it stands. We kind of have this hope we're going to get ourselves away from the bottom end and start looking towards the top end. And every pre-season, we're kind of talking up the idea of looking quite good because we like the people we bring in and we think we look like a better squad. And then we just end up spending a lot of it looking over our shoulder again. It's that similar thing again, which is, I'm sure, frustrating you as much as it's frustrating me, albeit you're currently looking over, I'm currently looking up, which is some ways nicer, but in other ways not nicer because you've got to get out there at the minute before the season goes. That feels like longer than October, that 3-1.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, it's one of my least favourite results of the season, just because of the thought about how it went, which just completely imploded. Having been 1-0 up, I think, at half time, going really well. That's a really painful result. It's part of the motivation, I think, for wanting to win tomorrow, because I just want to avenge that, because that was just horrendous. That was a real low point in the season. We've had a few of them, to be fair. So it's weird to think that was Matt Taylor. And I forget sometimes you lot have changed managers, because I kind of thought you've stayed relatively where you are at the same point in the table. I forget you moved on to Calderon. And I've not really formed a major opinion on him yet. I've been keen to hear from your perspective, certainly, on how it's been so far. So I'm pleased you seem to be encouraged. Certainly it feels like a more positive, forward-thinking direction compared to what you had under Matt Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, Josh, I'll let you give your thoughts on Cowley so far.
It just, what he's brought is the ability to simplify the game and to allow players to actually kind of do what they're good at. Now, I know that sounds stupid, but there's no more experimenting with like this, and this. It's, you're playing in this position, this is your role, and we're going to do it this way. If there's no option, you come back. It's not a case of Matt Taylor used to ask his players to run themselves into the ground constantly, but there was no style of play. It was just run as hard as you can, get the gas heads on your side, and if it goes in, happy days. If it doesn't, well, at least you've run hard, you know. And Calderon asks your players to his players to run hard, but there is that style of play. They know who's going to be kind of where, and what he's done is he's brought this kind of vision to the game of, you know, we don't have to just go gun ho, all raised, like running forward, if we're trying to go and attack something, because we need to think, if it falls here, this is going to happen. If it falls here, this is going to happen. So therefore, we need this, and this in this position. So it's he sees the game in a much more broad aspect, but yet somehow has managed to simplify something that Matt Taylor was trying to do within like a month. And I think that what he's done is he's also allowed his players to buy into that, because when he talks, he actually sounds like he knows what he's going on about, rather than coming out and saying in an interview, these players aren't good enough. Calderon's like, well, hang on, these players are good enough. We need to just get it out of them. And he's managed to connect, you know, fans to the club again. He's not a big fist pump, the Blackthorn End merchant. Like, he's been honest with us, and I always thought Matt Taylor was honest with us as well, about kind of where, you know, everything. But actually, I think now we look at it more, I don't think he was necessarily being honest with us. He was just moaning. And I think that Calderon is being honest with us in interviews and saying that this stuff, you know, this will take time. And what he's doing at the minute, Ed, which is the most important thing for me, is what he's speaking is actually turning into fruition. Like, it's not empty words. What he's saying is actually happening on the pitch, or you can see it happening, or at least them trying to happen. And I think that most gasheads can appreciate the fact that, like, you know, Taylor Moore isn't a right back, and he's not blooming, you know, Danny Alves out there, but he's doing a job that he's been asked to do. And when we lose it, you can see Calderon geeing up the crowd by trying to clap rather than moaning at the fact that he's lost the ball, because he's asked him to do what he's doing. So I know that's a long-winded way of answering it, but it's just, you have someone in charge that actually instills a little bit of confidence that he does know what he's doing. And I think that the players have bought into that massively. I don't know if you agree, Char.
For me, I agree pretty much. Like, just the style of play, because we just didn't see that under Taylor. We were just it was almost, the only thing I can really say is just we used to just sit back, not have any possession and just counter attack. Most of the time, we'd just be getting outplayed. We're still having, I think it's sort of happened the whole season. A lot of teams are still having a lot of chances against us. You could see by Griffiths how he had the most saves in the league by quite a comfortable distance. We're still having lots of chances, but yeah, the style of play and just like Josh said, making things simple and playing players in their actual position.
Yes.
Taylor was playing Hutchinson left wing. I don't know why. Just from simply putting Sotirio left wing where he played most of last season, although he can play anywhere. Hutchinson in the 10, and basically, just simplifying things.
Bringing in Luke Thomas back again.
Yeah, bringing Luke Thomas back because the whole situation with Thomas. A lot of opposition fans have asked this, like especially Charlie from I can't remember the Wigan podcast. Gone off the top of my head. The one that you were
Central
on.
Wigan.
Yeah, Central Wigan. But he basically come on and was like, "What the hell's going on with Luke Thomas?" Because he started the season up until the Wigan hammering. Luke Thomas was playing every single game, 90 minutes, not even coming off. All of a sudden, for the next and pretty much until the end of Taylor's reign, he was out of the squad. So it was really weird. The whole thing with Taylor, to be honest. So yeah, that's all the long-winded thoughts on Cowdy. It's definitely looking better, having way more opportunities, more possession, more goals, more wins. Still struggling on away from home, but at home we've been good, and just getting the crowd back really, and getting the fans back.
And you can also get at us as well, mind. Like you, as much as Calderon has come in and changed something and changed the way that the players maybe even view themselves. I'll be honest, it's still the same players, Ed. So you're going to be able to get at us, But the issue is that we just look a little bit more like we're going to throw ourselves in front of the ball rather than turn away from it, So it could be a honeymoon phase, but be aware it's still the same players and they still have the same mistakes. But what's good is that they're not then being grilled in an after interview by saying, well, I did tell you that these players aren't good enough. What do we expect? And actually Calderon saying, no, I'll take that on the chin because they're doing what I've asked them to do. Accountability.
Yeah.
I like.
How are we on the goalkeeper situation? Because obviously I had to bring Jed Ward back in. I was a bit intrigued about that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a spot for Roberts to take potentially?
It's tough for me because any Bristolian Bristol Rovers fan, I think whoever actually goes to the games, Jed Ward, when you watch him in goal, he lives the game like we do because he is a fan.
Right.
If Neil were here now, he sees Jed Ward to be molded over the next year or two to be our next £1 million plus player to go on and achieve things in the Championship, maybe even higher, who knows. But I don't see Roberts taking that shirt anytime off him because Jed Ward will fight hard to keep that shirt for the club that he loves. But there is suggestion that Watford wouldn't have sent Roberts on loan if he's not guaranteed minutes. But then I also think, well, it's the gaffer's decision, and I don't think Cowdy's going to say yes to a player he's never met before. We've got a new goalkeeping coach as well. Granted, Jed Ward and Calderon have no affiliation to each other. They've never met. But it was, I think, one of the biggest ripple effects that we've seen in a long time. Especially now Griffiths is also sitting on the bench for West Brom. But every gaffer, I think, is always happens. But I think everyone's happy to see Jed Ward back. The thing I will say is that Jed Ward has 20 games in League One under his belt, and Roberts has never played in it. So although he's young, I think Jed is the more experienced goalkeeper, and he's one of our own. So I don't see why you wouldn't be playing him if you've recalled him. That's a bit of a dangerous decision to not play him, I think.
And also the fact that he obviously started him the other day.
Yeah, he started. Yeah,
and even for the amount of games he played with us last season, he didn't really. He might have made a mistake or two in a few games, but what keeper doesn't? But he's always been good for us anyway. And also, like you said, Calderon's first game with them to choose from. he's played Jed. So unless Jed does anything or gets injured, I think it's more there for maybe there could be an opportunity next season to get Roberts.
It's also there as well because you can't go a whole season with Matt Hall as your backup.
Matt Hall's nowhere near.
You just can't.
League football level.
I mean, I don't know if you know, Ed.
Would you like Harry Oisted? Because I think he's going to be available next summer.
Well, he was quality for Barnsley, wasn't he?
But,
yeah, he was.
Mad.
I mean, to sum it up, Ed, for under Matt Taylor, his decision was to, in the 18-man squad, not include a second goalkeeper. So on the bench was 7 outfield players. He wouldn't include a second goalkeeper.
I know Ian Everett used to do that quite a lot, and I kind of get it, but you do run a massive risk with it.
Yeah, of course.
I kind of get it at the same time.
That's how little faith he had in our backup keeper, who still hasn't got to move anywhere, by the way. Like, I feel for him because he's been brought in and it hasn't gone well. I mean, those EFL trophy games were bad.
Yeah, it's been pretty mad, to be honest. But yeah, we're looking at Burton, obviously overall, well, same for us really. Overall, a pretty awful season. 23rd in the league, played 30, won 5, drew 11, lost 15, 26 points. I think you're 6 points behind us, but you've played a game more. But you've been on brilliant form. 6 games unbeaten, 3 draws, 3 wins, coming off the back of 2 draws, 1 against Blackpool, conceding really late, and then a 0-0 away at Barnsley. But yeah, Gary Bowyer in charge as well. You must be a lot more happier and positive than you were, because I remember when you were on that Progress with Unity podcast. I listened to that when you went on it, and yeah, you were pretty much like, we've you just got a win and hope. But now it looks like, well, I personally think you'll stay up. I'm hoping that's with us. I hope we don't go down, fingers crossed. But I personally think you will stay up just because, you've got goals in your team. You've got a settled team finally as well, which, the signings throughout the summer in January, it's been... I actually looked before. There's only 4 players in that team that played us in October that are still starting in it now, which is mad. It's like so much changes. But yeah, what do you make of last few games and under Bowyer? You must be happy.
It's interesting because you mentioned that Wigan pod, and it's only about 3 weeks ago. It feels like a lot's happened since. It was on the back of we'd gone down to Crawley, had a 1-1 draw where we were winning, and ultimately drew, and probably quite thankful to get a draw really because Crawley were the better side. And I think at that point we were 11th from safety, and just kind of looked at it and said, just try and delay this as long as you can, delay the inevitable. They then go win the next 3, away to Wigan, at home to Rotherham, and at home to Reading. And we get ourselves back into the pack and go from 24th to 21st in about a week, which was fantastic. And since then, another couple of draws on top of that. The Barnsley one 2 weeks ago, pair of Wastel teams couldn't make use of their chances. We come into this quite annoyed because that was very, very close to beating Blackpool. And Blackpool were just all out attack, just got a really quality header in stoppage time. And the frustrations of that, because we could have taken a fantastic win off the side that hadn't lost yet in 2025. So that was very close to being even better than it is. We're in quite a good mood. I agree. We are starting to, the belief is certainly back that we could pull this off. We're trying to work out who the one to chase is. It feels like it should be Peterborough, especially on the back of what I've seen from them when they went to you lot.
Yeah, they were
terrible. Feels like they're the one to catch.
Yeah, they are. They are for me. I think loads of people have said it. I remember Jake Tongue said it the other day. Yeah, they are the worst team I've seen, and they're the worst Peterborough team I've ever seen as well. Yeah, they were terrible.
Horrendous.
Staggering considering they just made playoffs the previous year. Yeah, it's a terrifying trouble for them. But then you had to look at yourselves as one we're trying to hunt down, certainly in this immediate short term, because we've got a triple week of away games over the next 7 days. So got yourselves Stevens away on Tuesday night and then away at Lincoln the following weekend. Target's 9 points, which we're going to have to try. See what we get from those. But we'll keep the confidence because we're 6 unbeaten at the minute. And I think it's 1 defeat in 9, which we are hanging onto as some nice form to come. In terms of where this little turnaround, I kind of echo what you guys have been talking about with yourselves and Calderon. It's been like that last with us and Bowyer. It's just gone back to more simple practicality. He's putting people in the right positions. As you say, there's a very clear 11 he's put together. We know exactly what the team's going to be. We're in a 3-5-2 shape, and it's a positive 3-5-2 because we've had so many times where we played back fives with wing backs that are basically centre backs and they don't leave halfway. This lot are proper wing backs. They get forward. That's the attacking threat with the width. And it's really helped utilise what we've got with a ton of energy in midfield. It's all legs in there. and two strikers that are having fantastic form at the moment. Bud Varson's made an electric first start, and Roman Borrell is League One Player of the Month, and I'm going to milk that for the next few weeks until he stops being it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's been quality.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would you say has been the best of those players since you've went on this good run?
I think it'd have to be Borrell.
Yeah.
Other ones. I mean, the three new lads who come in as starters, Owen Dodson left wing back, JJ McKeon in midfield, Bud Varson up top, all had great immediate impact, which has been really handy. The weird thing is Burrell's been here since the start of the season, and for the first half of the year, he's kind of seen as a backup striker, just not at the level of like an Orsi or the like, and brought him from Cove Rangers in Scotland, where he'd scored a lot of goals in Scottish League One, which is a pretty low level compared to English League One.
Yeah. We
kind of never really felt like he was a reliable source of goals, and I've been proven completely wrong on that because he's got 6 so far, having scored his first on New Year's Day. 2025 has been his year at the moment, and it's great because you've got a pair of strikers in Bud Varson and Burrell who are both incredible workhorses, fantastic work in and out of possession. The added bonus to Burrell, he's lightning quick, got a fantastic turn of pace. Yeah. We'll stretch that play with moving in behind. The Blackpool goal is the best example of it on the weekend just gone, but that extra pace means he just closes down quicker, and he'll sit on your last man quite often and just wait to get fed balls in behind. So it's something to be really wary of, because I picture the Mem as being quite a long pitch. Maybe it's something about the camera angle. It seems to be quite a spacious pitch at times.
Yeah, to be fair, we played quite a high line as well, especially under Cowdy. We played quite a high line. Yeah, I've seen a lot of him. I've seen a lot of that Burrell, especially like it's mad. I can, going back over the summer when you look at all your signings, I can't even. You've made so many signings. I didn't even realize he was there. Like I thought he was brought in sort of January, but obviously it wasn't. It was before that, and it's insane, isn't it? Like I said, you look at your team. It's the same happened with ours in a way, but not obviously as mad as you. But you look at a lot of players in the team that played against us, like they've either left, either not been registered in the squad, or just aren't playing. Look at even Bowden, obviously Orsi. If we were to get another striker, I wanted him because I
would not have wanted him going out alone to you lot. That's a relegation rival. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, that would have been really. He was always going to go to Okie Dons because Scott Lindsay's got the best out of it. If he went to yourselves, I'd have looked at us and gone, "What are we doing? Don't let him go to a relegation rival. Can't do that."
Yeah.
No, it's good. Bowyer's come in and stamped his authority on the team, which is nice. So we spent the summer working under a director of football who did all the recruitment with a data-driven approach. And with the power of hindsight now, you can look back and say not enough of them have worked. Quite a lot of them were very new to League One level. They come from League Two. They come from other leagues in Europe. A couple have come from even outside of Europe to play a part. We've got a Costa Rican midfielder in, which I never thought I'd see at Burton Albion, and I think he played about 20 Ethel Trophy minutes, and that was it. And now he's back in Costa Rica again. A bit of a shame it didn't work, but not enough of those signs have really looked level. And so when Bowyer came in at the end of December, ahead of the January window, he's just been allowed to put his foot down and say, right, I have this plan. I know these group of players are going to be part of my team. People like Bowden, Whitfield, Orsi, you guys are not part of my system. You don't work for this, so we'll let you go out. So a couple of them loaned down to League Two. Bowden's gone to Reading. We played Reading twice, so that's fine. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Elliot Watt's gone up to Scotland. So it's a new look, particularly to the midfield and the front line. And the first 3 new additions in have fitted really well on top of some of the extras who have had a little bit of redemption. So, yeah, it's really good to see at the minute. And I echo the things that you've kind of said with Calderon. It's back to basics. I like the way, particularly as he talks in interviews, he's very emotionless. He doesn't get too high or too down on the back of a defeat or a win. There's no brash statements, which I really like. And he feels like a proper gaffer. And we haven't had a proper gaffer for a while. It's quite nice. We're talking about someone who's not, Burton is not the highest level job he's ever had. Whereas our previous ones like Dino Marmria, Martin Patterson, it's the highest level they've been at in terms of a manager, whereas Bowyer's been up in the championship level with Blackburn before. So it's nice to have that level of experience in there.
Yeah, 100%. Josh, have you got any thoughts or questions for Ed?
Yeah, I do, because now the one central defensive centre mid that I wanted at the gas in the summer, out of all the 6.8 million players we've signed as well, was Elliot Watt. And for him at Salford, he was absolutely mustard. And I just wonder, in your opinion, how has that not worked? Because he is, in my opinion, I know I don't watch him week in, week out, but he is like one of the very best you can get in that position. I don't really know what happened there. Why has he gone on to Scotland? Why has he not worked?
Yeah, what is one of several shames that's come from that summer. I agree with you. Loved it at the time. We were looking for someone to kind of fill the mold that we lost with Terry Taylor, who left the Charlton about a year before. Looking for someone to hold that 6 role, that base of midfield as a passer, knowing what he'd done at Salford, quite keen on it. And he came into a team at the time that was supposed to, under Mark Robinson, was supposed to be very possession oriented. So there was a lot of focus on attacking play, basically trying to outscore the opposition, and he'd be a really key part of just dictating the tempo in midfield. But he became a very divisive figure within the fan base because you were very split on him. You either recognised the passing range he's got, which was the best of anyone on the team. There was a game against Rotherham in particular where he just really stood out with his distribution. I seem to recall actually the goal he got in the Bristol Rovers game was a pretty quality assist over the top. In that 3-1 defeat.
Yeah.
So there are those moments, but the big frustration, his ball retention just wasn't anywhere near good enough. There was this real frustration people had where he'd try a lot of first-time passes that would lead to the ball getting lost in midfield, or he'd just make the wrong choice of pass in more advanced areas, try to do more than he probably should, just not keep it ticking over well enough. So I think people fell out of favour quite quickly. And the fact he got given the armband immediately after coming in as a 23-year-old lad playing at League One for the first time ever in a team that ultimately need to start surviving quite soon to the season, it just wasn't right for him. And I think the move to St Johnstone is probably for the best for him, really, to go to a different kind of environment up in Scotland where maybe there's a little lower expectation given the position St Johnstone are in, but he'd kind of lost that place in the Burton team in favour of this Bowyer side that offers a lot more legs. Watt just doesn't have the legs. He's not a runner compared to others. He's a very simple distributor. I think it's partly our fault that we didn't get a ball winner alongside him. The whole midfield was kind of small and technical. If there'd been someone to just break up the play alongside him, I think that could have worked. But we never got that. So he was entrusted with defensive responsibilities, which I don't think he's really got into his game. So it just didn't work right. And he's made the low move away. Maybe he's one of those that tries again next year. I don't know. I think he's on a 3-year deal here. So maybe we find something that works for him next season or not. But the loan away, similar to the other ones who loaned out, my thinking is if we stick with Bowyer, he's probably going to move on elsewhere, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's never a good sign when I think senior players are loaned out. You know, I think that kind of tells you everything you need to know. Like Orsi, again, that's another one that is like, I can't see how that hasn't worked. Like it's because he was scoring goals, so it just, I mean, the players that you've brought in that are still at the club, I know they're in form now, but it was like, wow. And the players you've let go, but I can understand it from your point of view. And I mean, Bodvarsson is coming in has been absolutely transformative to you. And it's because he's never been, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong from anyone, but he's never been the biggest hitter ever. Like he doesn't score bags and bags of goals, but there's something about him where every time he plays, I think, oh, this I'll say it, this bastard again. Like he just works so hard. He gets right up on your last man. He'll stand on your feet, and when he gets the chance, he normally will take it. But the issue is he's not the most clinical. So when he came to you to go to Burton, I was like, oh, I can see that in the predicament that you're in. And actually, he's just exploded.
Yeah, he's been ridiculous.
It's more. He scored 4 goals for Bolton last season. He's already matched that tally this year.
Exactly that.
He's already matched the season tally. In about 5 starts.
I mean, at Bolton, he was always, second man, always the one. I mean, again, Bolton are a weird one because we had that blooming Attaboy Ajo along with us, didn't he? And then somehow he got a big move, like. And I just anyway.
I think he scored 11 and a half the season for us, Josh. That's why. And Bolton had to make his release clause.
That's what it was, and that's why I brought him up because he was playing for you as well. So it just you've got a thing about these Bolton boys, and I just think that I don't know what it is, but he must have got a tune out of him. He must love your gaffer because it's probably some of the best form he's ever been in.
He's a perfect Burton striker. It just is because, as you say, he's a workhorse. I think he really benefits. I think they really complement each other as a partnership. That's what works so well. Neither of them are the main guy. It's just one of them will drop deep to be the flick on. Another one will sit farther up. Bodvarsson's thing is that He's got that little bit of height to it, which makes him a good focal point, but he can also get it down and distribute out to either sides with the width provided by the wing backs and the explosive start he had, where I think he got 4 goals in his first 3 starts. I couldn't name the last Burton striker that did that.
Yeah.
He's missed a couple of goals since. He did assist the Burrell goal against Blackpool last week.
Did Orsi not have that? Because obviously he's got the nickname the Ors, and is that more of a play on his surname rather than the fact that
it's on his celebration. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen
that's more what it is.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking that is that anything to do with how he plays? Like, does he work hard because he scores goal? But is that what he was lacking that Carson brings in?
Danilo Orsi is pure finisher. That's where he got his form for Crawley playing like that, and why he's gone back to Scott Lindsay. Lindsay's team was very focused on just getting the ball in the box, and he just put them away. That was his thing.
Fine.
And we done our own Burton show, Brewers Babble. We had Danilo Orsi on back in September to talk to his career, and he's admitted himself he hates having balls fired up to him. He doesn't like being a focal point. He doesn't like having to chase down loose balls. He wants it put on the plate because he'll put him away because it is an excellent finisher. So when we had to become this more direct battling side. He was just stealing our scraps, and you were watching a guy. You'd fire it up towards him. And that situation where you want him tight to the defender trying to win the ball, he'd reluctantly kind of just walk towards him and try and put him off rather than actually challenge to the ball. Just not going to work in this team. And so he's just lost his spot. And he was going to be a backup at best. And I wouldn't have really thought he'd have got any more goals before the end of the season anyway. We're just not a different kind of team now. And Bud Varson and Burrell are just a much better fit than he ever has been really in this Bowyer side.
Yeah, just a better fit for the new gaffer. Well, there we go then. It was just about his celebration, nothing else.
Yeah, 100%. Before we get into the predictions and lineups, I just want to get your thoughts, Ed. We'll probably do this at a different time when Neil's back on, but give me your four teams going down.
Oh goodness me!
If you have any feeling on that.
Is fate allowing me to not put Burton in there? I'm always wary of that because we've spent so many years having the same season now, and I know everyone else as a neutral kind of looks at us and go, "Oh, you stink the place out for half the year, then pull it off." But I'm also thinking we can't keep doing that. Like last year, we survived just. Should have gone last year.
That was crazy.
Should have gone last year. I'm so thankful to Stevenage for saving us on that final day because we were rotten at Fleetwood, beating 3-0, and we only stayed up because Stevenage beat Cheltenham. That was it. So that was a very weird final day. I've got to say, we've been battered at Fleetwood. We're already down, and you're up, and your manager's trying to celebrate the idea that he's achieved it. No, we got saved by Kane Hemmings that day, and Stevenage being on form. Our old goalkeeper Craig McGillivray, ironically, playing for Stevenage was quite handy there too. So that was a good thing to have. You want to do a bottom four? I kind of think all 4 can do it. Weirdly, like, there was a period only about a month ago where I would have said that 4 to definite.
Yeah,
but just recently, the little bit of fight that Shrewsbury got under Ainsworth, Crawley, a caliber result like that one on Tuesday against Stevenage makes you think they could do it. Cambridge are probably the one to write at the minute, but I do that on my peril because Cambridge seem to always just have that nick of staying up. They've been doing that basically since they come into League One. But then the question is, who goes in there instead? Because you've got to look at yourselves because you're over your shoulder. Peterborough, as we said, look atrocious. Exeter, Mansfield out of form at the minute. You're wondering about how that losing run continues. Could they get dragged into it? So I can't sit here and say for certain on the bottom four, Charlie. You can't make me do that because it's so tricky. I'd like to hope there is a twist down here because this League One season it's kind of felt like it's gone on as standard at the minute. The promotion race can't look the same for a while, and the relegation battles look the same. It'd be nice if we could have a twist somewhere where something changes, like the end. And I think it's us and Shrewsbury at the minute who are both looking at the teams above and saying, "Let's go hunt them down."
Yeah, it's going to be this game tomorrow is going to be mad, and then we got Shrewsbury in about 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah,
we've got Northampton next Saturday as well. So yeah, it's going to be mad. But yeah, that's fair enough. It is tough. To be fair, I couldn't tell you either, but I'm sure Josh couldn't either because we would have said start of the season we all had. I think most people probably had Burton in, but only for the fact because the amount of signings you were like, where the hell are they gonna? But yeah, now you're thinking Burton, you look like they're gonna stay up. But yeah, let's get into starting 11s. I'll go with you first, Josh. What's your starting 11 for Saturday?
So I'm going for minimum changes because I think a Saturday at the Mem against Burton I think we have to. And I know Neil keeps saying there's no such thing as a must win at this point of the season, but we have to win this game.
Yeah,
we
both
have
teams
to
will be saying the same thing.
Yeah, we have to win this game. So I think the Tuesday night against Wickham will be more where we can rotate because we're probably going to lose that game away anyway, and we don't want to take any huge risks. But so that being said, I'm going Jed Ward in goal. I'm going for Jack Hunt right back. I'm also going then for Willow and Connor Taylor in the middle. And then the one change I will make at the back line is Swinkels. I just think reward the guy for rescuing us on Tuesday night against Stockport. And also as well,
he can play left back as well. He
can play left back.
Yeah.
It's more for the fact though as well that when Jack Hunt goes bombing on, we can tuck into a 3 as well. He's also like some sort of Greek god. He's like 8'7", and I think that he deserves. And Sousa, look, he's been playing a lot of minutes, and we know that he's Calderon's guy. But Swinkels, I think, needs to just come on in. I'm also then going Grant Ward and Butcher. I just think if it ain't broke, why don't fix it? Why not? If it isn't broken, don't fix it. Is what I'm trying to say, because they've been working really well together.
Yeah.
You look at what Ed's just said about if you had a ball winner alongside Elliot Watt, it could have worked, and that's what we're seeing at the minute now. I do wish that Grant Ward just irons out those tiny little mistakes every now and again, but he can provide you so much quality. So he has to play. And then I'm going for the same attacking 4 as I went for the Stockport game, which is LT, Hutch, Sotirio, and then the mighty Reindeer up top.
Reindeer. The Reindeer up front, yeah, he looked good, to be fair. He an exciting player.
Okay, I know who that is now.
Reindeer.
I was thinking Chris Martin for some reason. I forgot about Reindorf.
He's Coldplay. That's what we call him. He's Coldplay up top.
Yeah, he's Coldplay, and we
just
called him the Reindeer. The Reindeer, yeah. So yeah. To be fair,
and we've also got the donk.
Obviously the donk, but it's gutting that he's injured.
I know.
He looks out, to be out for at least a month with a hamstring injury. Obviously, promises out for the season. Conte has been out since the Exeter away game on Boxing Day. He's still not anywhere near back.
You're missing on Cherry as well, am I right?
Yeah. Promise. He's out. Yeah.
It's annoying because he started to show his best run of form as well just before he got injured. He scored at the Wrexham game, scored at Exeter to get the equaliser, and he was starting to look really good.
He would have cooked under Cowley. He really would have.
Yeah. And then he got hamstring out for the season, unfortunately. So we've only got two strikers available. I wouldn't have been surprised if, we obviously finished Stockport with a 3-5-2. I wouldn't be surprised in a few games if Cowley might wanted to do that, especially this weekend, because I know Burton play with a 3 at the back.
If we go 3-5-2 v 3-5-2, it's going to be the drabbest 0-0 we'll ever see. We'll just cancel each other out all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
No one wants that. You need open play. Come on, don't go man to man.
That's true. But Neil has left his lineup. He's gone for the same team that started on Tuesday, which is basically the same of what we said, apart from Chris Martin will stay in the team. But Ed, what would be your starting 11 for Burton?
Well, we've played the same 11 for the last 5 games in a row. So if you're a FanHub user, go to us. It's a pretty easy job at the minute because the team writes itself. So we'll be 3-5-2 shape. Max Crocombe in goal. Back 3 from left to right. Jack Armour, Ryan Sweeney, Terence Van Kooten, Owen Dodgson left wing back. Adoka Godwin Malithe right wing back. Midfield 3, JJ McKinnon, Charlie Webster with Keg Shout holding things together in the middle, sat a bit deeper. And then the frontline pair of Jon Daddy Budvarson and Roman Burrell. I don't believe we've got any injuries to worry about, so it should be that lot that start again, which for a 6th game in a row is not something we do often, but I like the continuity. It's nice. Normally with chopping and changing, which annoys me a bit, so nice to have a settled 11 at the moment.
Agreed.
100%. And of course, Ed mentioned FanHub. Don't forget to use our code as well. It's on the screen going across and in the description as well. But very good team, like you said. Got that Sweeney. I love Sweeney, by the way.
He's on the player of the season, Charlie. He's been fantastic.
I remember. I don't know if it was on a show with you done with Gad or if it was on the Progressive Unity pod. But yeah, I remember you saying that about Sweeney. Yeah, he's been quality for you, and he Mr. Consistent. Yeah, he's
Mate,
just
him and Telford were a breath
needs to
fresh
get
air
himself
when they
into
came
more
in.
corners though. He's only grabbed one so far against Rotherham. We need him to target a couple more set pieces his way.
Yeah,
nice.
he was quality for us, man. Back on lane. Yeah,
him and Telford, were a joke.
Yeah, Telford as well. Although Telford didn't really get played.
No, but
Darryl didn't really play him when
he didn't play him, but he still somehow got like 6 goals, and they were. He was just little and large, best friends from Stoke. It was just, it was great to see, man. The vibes were cool. He's a nice guy as well. He's a scary bastard, but nice guy.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few links in there, really, between both of us when it comes to players. Carriol.
It's interesting because I went look through yours. You haven't got any ex-players in ours, but there seems to be fewer in ours than yours.
Yeah,
yours and ours even.
Yeah, obviously there was Carriol, Bowden, obviously Sweeney.
Bowden's a shame. Bowden's probably the saddest of the lot. He started the season so well.
Yeah, he was on fire.
That injury at the end of August, he just hasn't been the same since. I'm really sad he hasn't hit the form.
We got lucky.
August.
We got lucky with Bowden because
he's my third favourite Rovers player.
Yeah, I bet.
He's my third favourite Rovers player. He was an absolute joke. It was if he cuts in on his left. It was like
Robin at the gas. That was Bowden.
Yeah, I said if he cuts in on his left, I said to Dad, it's a goal. Ridiculous, ridiculous player.
He was a joke. Yeah,
we got about injuries, man. It's so hard to watch players like that, isn't it? Go through their life injured. It's so hard.
Yeah. We were very lucky when we had him. Because I think he'd just come off the back of we signed him off the back of him. I think he was training at Northampton, but he'd been out.
I remember Charles from It's All Cobblers to me saying he played about 20 minutes. And then he goes and scores like, what was it, 15th to Bristol Rovers or something?
Yeah. Mad.
15, 16.
He was quality. But yeah, let's get into predictions then. Score predictions. I think we might have, Burton away and, of course, a few other games after that. But there's not been many where me, Neil and Josh have all agreed. But Neil was gone for a 2-0. I'm surprised he's gone for us to keep a clean sheet. He's gone 2-0 Rovers win. Neil, I was shocked to myself when he sent me it yesterday. I was like, what? Bloody hell. Yeah, he's gone for 2-0. He didn't say goal scorers, but he's gone 2-0. Let us know in the comments, of course. Leave yours in the comments after if you're watching this on the replay, which a lot of you do. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you haven't already. I'll go with Josh first and then Ed. Josh, score prediction and goal scorers if you want to say.
I hate Burton Albion at the Mem.
Oh, so do I.
I hate it.
It's only been the last 2. We hadn't won at yours before 2023, so it's changed a bit since.
Because it's some dreary, always raining, horrible games, and you somehow seem to just it was like Fleetwood last season. Fleetwood and Burton Albion last season was the most
back to back as well. Back to back.
It was the most depressing week or 2 weeks of my life. I'm going to go 2-1 gas.
2-1 gas.
2-1 gas. And I'm going to go for... I'll go for Bodvarsson because I think that I just like him. There's something about him that I just think, do you know what? He's just a proper grinder. I like him for today. And then I'll go, for us, we'll go... Oh, it's a tough one, you know? I'll go... Soteriou, another player who is working very hard, and I will go for the Reindeer to get his first goal.
The Reindeer. That's a new nickname now, Edward. That's the Reindeer. The Reindeer. Right, there you go. Josh has gone 2-1 with those goal scorers. Ed, what's your prediction? Are you feeling confident that you'll make what is it going to be? 3 wins in a row if you win?
No. We've drawn our last 2. This would be a fourth
I mean, at the Mem coming to us.
Oh, at the Mem, yeah, because we've won the last 2 times we've gone there, haven't we?
God,
and I did the one 2 years ago where we turned it around from behind, and I just remember Bristol Rovers having a horrendous time defending that day. I actually watched the highlights back earlier today. The goals are so messy. They're
so
such
bad.
A state, those goals.
Jelly leg defending.
To be fair, the year after wasn't much better. This is the first time I've actually been since your new South stand, so I'm keen to see how that looks.
Yeah, South stand. Yeah, you're next to me.
I'm curious if there's a concourse or not nowadays for that, because I remember the away concourse previously when the canopy was there. So be keen to see if it looks a little bit better now. I mean, it looks better than what was there before. I know. I think the pillars seem a little bit annoying, but I guess that's part of the design of it.
Yeah, they will come down apparently though eventually.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of the game itself, I'm torn because I'm thinking about the previous meetings, but I'm also aware that like I'm picturing an idea in my head. We kind of have a Tuesday again where you could like nick something right at the end, and the fact that I was looking for some positives, and I see you haven't lost at home yet in 2025, and it's kind of keeping a lot of your, as you say yourselves, it's kind of keeping a lot of your position together, your home record rather than your away. I think you won at Cambridge, didn't you? That's basically your only away result for a while now. So shame we missed. That's why I still think the Pirelli was a missed opportunity back in October. Like that was a really bad result. I'm going to carry a bit of confidence. I think we're going to get a comeback win, similar to a couple of years ago. I thought Chris Martin was going to play because Chris Martin scoring against Burton is so inevitable. There's just something.
Yeah, he might play. He might start.
Chris Martin feels so Burton playing for Burton, even though I don't think he ever will. It was the years at Derby or something. It just makes me think he was one of those we were going to inevitably pick up at some point, a bit like Martin Waghorn, but just never ended up doing it. So, no, I'll say Real Sotirio for a Bristol Rovers opener, and then I'll back our front line to get another one each, Budvarsson and Burrell. Got to be looking at that pace, seeing if we can get behind as well as we can.
Oh, that's scary.
That'd be so horrible, to go 1-0 up and lose at home. Oh my!
I wouldn't have been worried about.
It's how we want at Wigan. We got to do that.
I wouldn't have been worried about that pairing until like 3 weeks ago. Now that actually sounds like
they're
a bit of a worry.
It's just it's a little bit worry that we can play within ourselves away. That's what I'm slightly cautious of. I think we need to go and try and treat it like a home fixture as much as we can. Take the game to you, and might be a bit entertaining. We could have a bit of action going back and forth, which would be quite nice. But I don't want to see us just sat in our box trying to hold you at bay for all the time and try and hit on the break, because if we play within ourselves and get the width with the wing backs, I think we can definitely provide some opportunities into your box.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be tough. Chris Collier's gone 2-1 home win. Harry Jenkins gone 2-1 gas. Bueno's gone 1-1. Elias's gone 2-1 gas. Yusuf has gone 2-2. I'm gonna go with.
I'm just thinking. But when did you last win against us at the Mem? It feels like a while.
I don't even know,
I'm thinking back to COVID. We had a 1-1 draw there. I think we've had a 0-0 there.
Something like that.
Is it that far back?
I don't know.
Because we would have had this couple of years in the champ, wouldn't we? Where we weren't in the same league as you. So
I'm trying to think.
Because you had your little period in non-league when we were up in the champ. So we've been away a while, weren't we? In the mid 2010s. So it might be a while actually. I shouldn't have said that. I regret saying that now. Should have just kept quiet on it.
Oh my god, Harry saying we'll recreate the 7-1. Yeah, I remember that.
You better not. You better not. I'm not doing that.
Under McGee, like when it was Burton, and then I think
as long as you haven't got Jojo at all, we'll be fine. Because I remember he always used to score. And then we got him, and Clough played him at centre back, and he used to get sent off every 5 games because he was just so aggressive.
Yeah.
Just FYI, Ed. We have lost at home in 2025. Opening the New Year's Day game, we lost 3-2 to Leighton Orient. But again, that we are scoring.
Even that game, we should have got something from.
Should have got it. We scored 2 in that game: 3 against Peterborough, 3 against Barnsley, 1 against Stockport. Like we are scoring.
It's the Barnsley win that intrigues me most. That's a good result. That.
Yeah, it was probably the maddest game I've ever seen because.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it could have been
6-3 them.
Yeah, or even more than that. To be fair, they could have had 10. To be fair, if it wasn't for Griffiths and some of the sitters they missed, but also. We looked like we were going to score every time then when we went forward. That was crazy. But yeah, that like we said, that Peterborough game, they were atrocious. But yeah, hopefully we can make it 4 home games unbeaten. I'll say my most favourite 2-1. I'll go 2-1 Rovers. I'll go with Sweeney to score from a set piece because, like you said, he hasn't got many, Ed.
Okay. You're not got a big defence. Is that something to be wary of?
Yeah. You've got obviously you got Terrace Van Kooten. Obviously, he got sent off, didn't he? In the other game,
he could do with getting a goal at some point. I have a sneaky feeling he might score at Stevenage on Tuesday.
Yeah,
ironically,
former club.
It'd be nice if that could be the case for him.
Yeah,
as long as he stays on the pitch because he can get a red card in him.
He got a red.
He's got 2 already this season.
Yeah, he got red in the other game.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, Sweeney for you, and then I'll go the Reindeer, and I'll go Cesario as well. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're pretty much going to end it here. We have gone a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, there's just been so much to talk about. Obviously, it's been good to get a lot more, info from Burton, obviously, about Eds. Eds is always quality. If you want just football content in general, make sure you follow which is on screen. Brilliant guest as always. Check him out. But yeah, thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Thanks to Josh as always. Subscribe to Gasland TV. Go follow his TikTok. Subscribe to the Talking Gas if you haven't already. Keep up the quality support. Leave your predictions. Follow the socials. And yeah, we'll see you with another episode on Sunday where we'll be back previewing Wickham and hopefully reviewing a win. Hopefully. But yeah, I'll be back with a reaction on Saturday after the game. But yeah, for now, enjoy the rest of your Friday. And we'll see you in a bit. Up the gas.